Hi, I'm Jay Lucas,
And I'm Karen Lucas.
and welcome to the Sunshine Report. We've got a terrific topic for you this week.
Yeah.
It's all about climbing the next mountain. And I wonder if you've ever had this experience where you've had a goal, like something really important, you've worked really hard, and you've had that wonderful feeling of accomplishment. You win, you achieve, you've accomplished, you succeed. And then all of a sudden, you've got a moment.
Take a breath.
Take a breath.
Yeah.
And you begin questioning, say, hey, what's that next mountain? I've got to go climb another mountain.
And sometimes people think, they really want to climb a mountain, right? And then they think of the next mountain they want to climb. But we're really talking about achieving things that you want to achieve, and that's the mountain. Doesn't mean you have to go for that long hike up that, Mount Washington, but it's that thinking of what do you want to accomplish and what are your goals.
Well, and it's so important to be thinking about that really at about that point where you've just accomplished the climbing of the mountain, because otherwise you're going to have this void.
Yes.
And I think we've all experienced these times when maybe it's right after a graduation. It could be a graduation, maybe it's something you've succeeded in say business, or you think of a professional athlete who has a very successful career and then it stops.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about, how do I fill that void or that vacuum?
It's that next step, that next thing that you want to achieve, right?
Well, yeah, it absolutely is. People who are coming out of the military, I think you got a structured life, and now you're going to be, and you're achieving things, and now you want to think about that next goal. Yeah. It's not always easy.
Right. Well, it's also, sometimes you have stepping stones to get to that next job, and that's an important part too. You're climbing that mountain. But sometimes we say in the workforce, right? We go, we're climbing the ladder. Well, here we're talking about climbing the mountain. So sometimes it's a ladder, sometimes it's a mountain, but it's thinking about what we're going to do next. And maybe you're just happy doing what you're doing, and maybe within that company or business that you have, you're at a good place, but you want to take it to another level, right?
Well, I think of it that way, but and I also think of it in terms of there is that moment where you're celebrating. If you really put your heart and soul into something, you're celebrating a big success, hopefully. Or maybe it's not quite as the success you want, but you kind of got to the end point. And I do think it's important to pause.
Yeah.
And do ask yourself the question, what is the next mountain I want to go climb that's going to really motivate me? It's going to make me feel like I got meaning. I've got something I really want to do. It doesn't have to be in business or work or whatever. It could be. You could be wanting to use your energy to help other people in some way. It could be a relationship. It could be whatever it is. But I think that's at that moment when you still got a little bit of time, figure out what's going to really motivate you and be the best you can possibly be.
Sometimes I remember that first time I got to run a mile, and then I got to run 3. And then I had the opportunity to really actually run 5. So that to me was like a mountain. So it can be that simple too, right?
Well, and if you choose the right mountain, it's going to give you positive energy.
Right, which it did.
And as we always like to say here at the Sunshine Report, it is positive energy that inspires positive change that produces positive results. So choose that next mountain wisely and get excited to go climb it.
Absolutely, climb that mountain.